Hey everybody, I'm Jack, and this is Raw Tropical Living. Thanks for joining me today. If you're in the States and you're doing anything today, happy 4th of July to you. It has been a great day here for me, and it started off like just really almost magical. I got up early this morning about 6 o'clock, went into my kitchen to get some coconut oil to oil pull like I normally do in the morning. I looked out my back window, and there was a fox in my backyard. Yeah, beautiful little fox, fluffy red tail. And he just played for it, like he was just sniffing around, played. He looked very much like he acted very much like a dog. I think even like sniffed around in the grass, looked like he got something and ate it. And he just kind of puttered around, and then I followed him. He came through the front yard and crossed, and he probably went back down into the woods somewhere, but that was real nice. Anyhow, I thought today would be a good day to talk about the raw food diet on holidays and in social situations. Guys, I do videos every day, so if you are not already subscribed to the channel, I'd appreciate if you go down and hit that subscribe button now. Then be sure you click on the little bell and check send notifications so you'll stay subscribed to the channel. Oh yeah, the dreaded holidays. Listen, I'm going to give you a disclaimer because you might want to bounce right now and not even waste the next 10, 12 minutes of your life. Number one, I'm a loner. Number two, I don't have a lot of patience. Number three, I don't put myself in situations I haven't done obligation in forever. And number four, I don't have a need to be liked by everybody. So there you go. So this might be kind of tricky, but take what you will. Every time a holiday comes up, I can predict it by now. It's almost like the same thing over and over and over again. I'm dreading going to the holiday gathering, blah, 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 blah. It is what it is. You know, you just got to kind of figure out what you're doing and how to do it. Now, if you're talking about there's two reasons I think people dread this stuff. Number one is the temptation of what they're going to eat. Number two is people giving them a hard time. Now, we'll jump right over to the number two. As far as people giving you a hard time, listen, if you put yourself in situations with people that are not kind to you or that treat you like garbage, just stop whining about it on social media and telling everybody about how poor, pitiful me, everybody treats me like that. No, you stand up for yourself. You don't let people treat you like that. And I'm not talking about anything like you have to have this major confrontation. Let's say, for instance, I had gone to a party or whatever, or I do go to a party, and somebody, starts giving me a whole lot of grief for trying, to kind of, I don't know, whatever, whether they're making fun of me or whatever. And I can take a certain amount, but after a while, I once again go back to the obligation. I don't have to be anywhere. And somebody will argue, yes, but it's the brother-in-law. I don't give a damn. Why do we have these special little circumstances for people that are somehow either have the same blood in them or maybe married or whatever through circumstances? I choose not to put myself around anybody that I don't find pleasant and I don't enjoy spending time around. So it's as simple as that. If it's from that aspect, I would just simply, if somebody treats you in a way you don't like to be treated, don't go to that person's gathering, or don't go to a gathering where that person's going to be. Or if you go to a gathering and there's a lot of nice people you want to interact with there, just interact, go towards the good, gravitate towards the bad. I don't know. People, are weird about how they choose the people in their life. Like I say, not being the huge social being I am, I went out a number of times in Costa Rica after I had stopped the drinking, come to this lifestyle, and ate like I ate. And you know what? Maybe I just really had civilized friends down there, because I remember every time I went, no matter how many people were there, and none of them had any big moment, and they didn't become vegan or eat plant-based or eat like I do. But nobody gave me a hard time, because I know how to choose my friends. They all were, and in fact, people asked me questions, but they weren't with these little kind of, waiting to catch me or waiting to, see if I was going to say something foolish. No, they were genuinely interested, and this is pretty cool. This is what you do. Now, I must say, I was a beast in the past. Normally, if I was at the same gathering with these people, I would be about 4 drinks ahead of every one of them. I would be loud, and I would be whatever. So they might just be like, Jesus, anything's better than that former Jack. So, but no, I never had any problems with that, and I never really had any problems blending in and socializing with people in the number of occasions that I did. And I was going to say something too, as far as the food goes. If it's just the food itself, or oh my God, I really want to eat this that's there. I don't know. It was kind of strange. Social is social. For me, it was always like, going to a dinner, going to social occasion that had food. The purpose of that was the social aspect of it, was to hang out with people, was to do, was to interact. Even before I started eating this way, doing this lifestyle, even when I used to drink like a fish, I didn't tend to eat a whole lot when I would go to a social gathering, just because I was there for the social aspect and I never got around to eating a whole lot. A lot of times I'd make myself a little small plate, somewhere in there and nibble a little bit. But I was there to hang out with people. And so, that was never really a big issue before, eating a whole lot of stuff. Now, for most holidays, this holiday we're at today would have been quite easy to do as a raw vegan. And hey, this could also be, maybe you're not that fanatic. Maybe you're not like, oh, I eat raw food 100% of the time, all the time. Maybe a holiday or a gathering is the time, if you still eat some cooked food, to eat a little bit of cooked food. I mean, I'm thinking about, for a day like this, you got watermelon, you got corn on the cob, you got, like, I just had, I keep that stuff. I cut some more up this morning, that cucumber and tomato and onion salad. It's hot right now, so this is a great time to bring, just like fresh stuff, melon. Like I say, I mean, all I got is watermelon on my mind these days. But any holiday, really, it's just like, you adapt to the lifestyle. If you want to do this lifestyle, you figure out the hacks, you figure out the steps for getting there. And a lot of times, maybe this, if the food is an actual problem, if what you're seeing or what your temptations are, maybe you don't need to go to social situations until you get kind of this new lifestyle under your grasp, where you can do it and you're not always sitting around going, oh, I might eat this, I might eat that. Because I don't know. I mean, I can walk into a room that's got anything and I'm not triggered. I don't know. God, everybody's triggered in 2019. That word didn't even exist in 1985 or 1990. Whether it, it doesn't gross me out, nor does it tempt me. I could walk into a room with all the favorites that I used to like. I could walk, like on a day like today, I'm sure there's a lot of ribs at a gathering. I could walk into a room of ribs, which I used to love, used to smoke, actually do them myself for a restaurant. They could be big plate of ribs, big plate of wings, this, that, and the other. It might as well be pine cones like that are out in the yard out there. It just has no sway over me. And there's really nothing all that much that does, but there's just always some replacement. I could get into specifics and, well, make some of this, make some of that, make this dish, make that dish. But one thing I will say, and that's where recipes come in, is you might do a little work ahead of time. If social is a part of your life and you do go to gatherings like this and you want to continue to go to gatherings like this, maybe you don't wait till that last minute where the holiday's coming up and 3 days ahead of time you're like, oh God, what am I going to do? Maybe you think ahead. This is a lifestyle. Hopefully you're going to be doing it for the rest of your life. So, why not think ahead to all these holidays? You could even start thinking about Thanksgiving and Christmas now in the middle of the summer. What are you going to do this year when we get back around to holiday time? Are you just going to tap out like everybody does? It's like the continuous, people tap out right around Halloween going, okay, well, I'll get back on track in January. So, and it's just kind of an excuse like, well, I'm going to eat everything during the holidays and then we'll get back on. We're going to do it on January 1st. No, you're not. If you didn't do it last January, why are you going to do it this January? So think ahead. Always, have contingency plans. I'm always kind of like thinking, I mean, I got a lot of time to sit around and think because I'm by myself most of the time, but I'm always thinking about little hacks and little things I can do in different situations, ahead of time to make it easier where I am. So start thinking about it now. Think of things that you can take to Thanksgiving, to Christmas. If you've got some occasion coming up, if you've got a wedding coming up, what's going to be on the menu? What can you eat there? And you fill in the gaps. Maybe sometimes you go to a gathering and there's going to be enough stuff because most everybody, a lot of gatherings can be like great for a vegan because think about it. Somebody will bring the requisite vegetable plate, whether it's just, carrot sticks and celery or some other things chopped up. And that usually sits untouched while everybody dives into the good stuff in their opinion. But you could do that. fruit, always fruit. Or you can mix it in if you know there's going to be this, and this at a gathering, but you're like, well, that's not quite enough. Or if you want to take a dressing, a topping or something like that. But there's always a way to figure it out. Once again, it depends on how, like I say, on a lot of things here. I've never really dealt with the whole I'm tempted or this or that. If you struggle, you have to put in a little bit extra work. That's just how it is. So don't wait. Remember that if anything else. Right now, don't wait for your next social situation and 3 days ahead of time just think like, oh God, what am I going to do? Think ahead. Have an answer for every situation. People are not proactive enough. They just wait. They want to wait till something happens and reacts. Think ahead of time. Think of contingency plans. You know, what can I eat in this type of situation? It might not be a specific gathering or party or whatever you're going to, but think about those things ahead of time. How can I raw food diet survival in this situation or whatever? And if you think about that and you sort of have, I'm not going to say you got to have a plan, because, you know, if you go out on social, winging it in a social situation, I'm not big on having a plan. I just kind of do the best I can. You know, most of the time. And I'll tell you another little trick at holidays, and this is not going to kill you. Every once in a while somebody will break down the composition of the thing. What I used to do sometimes when I go to a holiday gathering, just to simulate that old cocktail in my hand, is I drink a club soda. Now, before anybody starts, well, you know, club soda has this and this and this and this, and it does this, and I'm like, fuck off. I don't have them. I couldn't tell you the last time I had one. I usually would have one on a plane when I traveled, and maybe a couple of others, you know, at odd times. But yeah, you get yourself a glass, you get yourself a club soda, you squeeze a lime in there, looks like a vodka tonic, looks like a vodka soda. You know, and maybe that gives you a little bit more confidence walking through. You know, you're hanging out at the party and you slide in just like everybody else. You've got something in your hand like that. If you're pristine and even club soda's too much for you, well, drink some water. You can get something, put a little lemon in there, whatever. But think ahead. Have a contingency plan, and it's not all that difficult. And in the end, you know, don't put yourself in situations that are, I don't put myself in uncomfortable situations, but anyhow, that's all the old loner knows about it. Anyhow, hope you guys enjoyed this one today. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Peace.